There is no way that I would be now about to compete in a live TV dance show with my husband. There is no way that I could be doing it if I hadn't lost the weight. Partly from a vanity point of view, mostly from a health point of view, and definitely from a joints, point of view. I couldn't have done the type of dancing that we're doing it. We're already 2 weeks behind. And so it's given me, in a way, a new lease of life. Before I lost the weight, my reflux was quite bad. I was taking pills every day and it was waking me up at night. It was so bad, real acid burning. The nearest that I felt to that before was when I was pregnant. And after losing about a stone, I no longer had to take any reflux tablets at all. And as regards the osteoarthritis, I went to, I already had an appointment booked in to see the consultant. And he said, well, we've just re-x-rayed your knee, and it is an absolute 90% improvement in your knee, which I put down to the weight loss. Snoring. When I was on LighterLife Total, Link said to me, your snoring has been reduced by 2/3 since you have been on Total. He said, I swear to you, you now do, that sort of normal, acceptable level of snoring rather than taking the roof off snoring. The dancing show came about, if you want a little bit of background, that I persuaded Lincoln to do a few Zumba steps because I'd started to incorporate keep fit exercise into my routine when I'd lost the bulk of my weight. And so I'd started a bit of Zumba, purely as an exercise. Thought it would be a great idea to learn a few steps for the wedding. When they announced that, the couple take to the floor for their first dance, you see all these couples, sort of eagerly walking around doing this. We didn't have much time, so we got my Zumba teacher, Hayley, to come round and give us a few steps. Lincoln was horrified. He was the dad dancer extraordinaire. To sort of please his bride-to-be, he threw himself into it with gusto. And we learnt a few basic steps, cobbled it together, did it to huge success, rapturous applause at the wedding, because his mates from school and everything, of course, thought it was hilarious that Lincoln was dancing. A couple of days prior to the wedding, we were having a little practice in the room, and Lincoln announced, do you know, I really thought I would hate this, but I love it, and I think that when we get home to England, we should start dancing. I, of course, gave him my best, bless face, thinking, I'll just squirrel that away and not mention that again. Within 5 minutes, I tell not one smidge of a lie, in the next 5 minutes the phone rang, Lincoln's phone rang, and it was ITV asking, would you and Denise be interested in taking part in a live ITV Saturday night dance show where you will be taught to dance together over the next few weeks. Well, the look on his face, because I couldn't hear the conversation, I thought something terrible had happened. You get that, oh my God. And I think it was the shock of being offered it, but the fact that we had only just been discussing it. So fate intervened, and I felt that at that point, having said never again after Dancing on Ice, having said never again after Big Brother, I would have said never again, but I just thought, it must be in the stars. What people have said to me in the photo shoots I've done, some for LighterLife and some for other parts of my job, a sort of a radiance, I think, that hasn't been there before. I think I should be on a commission from people that I know have signed up to LighterLife through me spouting on about it. It's like, if there's any sort of social gathering, oh God, pretend you haven't seen her, she's going to come over and start talking about LighterLife. I would never be an ambassador for something I didn't believe in, but I will be perfectly honest. When I signed up as the ambassador, I had no idea how committed I was going to be to this programme. As far as I was concerned, I was going to lose the weight, and off I would swan. But I really do believe that it is, it is exactly what it says on the tin. It leads to a lighter life, and not just physically lighter, but mentally lighter. It's the best diet plan, life change plan that I've ever done in my life. And now when people compliment me, which is every day, on how good I'm looking, how slim I'm looking, how happy I'm looking. I'm very proud to say it's because of LighterLife.